How's it going, everyone? I guess today is the first video of Inbox where I try and answer questions I get in the email that will be linked down below. I also have a series where I kind of just talk about topics that I want to talk about, but I also want to give you guys a chance to ask me any questions, specifically or stuff you just want to hear my response to, I guess. And yeah, first questions is, what are some good ways to make it on YouTube? That was something I got in my email in the description if you want to send me anything. It's really hard to say because, it really depends, but I'll just tell you what I did. I've been doing YouTube for like the longest time and not super successfully. I mean, to some people it would have been successful. I got a couple hundred views per video, had a couple thousand subscribers. Like, it was not bad at all, but it wasn't anything close to what I was doing now. But I decided to revive my channel in August of 2020, and I made commentary videos about Minecraft. But you couldn't really call my channel a commentary channel. It was just talking about Minecraft. For example, my first video that really blew up was Dream versus Technoblade duel prediction, and then I did an analysis, and then I started doing random videos just talking about the Minecraft space at the time, as it was a space that I was following a lot during quarantine, and I was just genuinely interested. I was able to make a pivot into just general commentary when the Dream Twitter drama stuff was very popular for commentary channels to cover, and because I was a mix of Minecraft and commentary, I was kind of able to make that transition. And then from there, I was covering a lot of Twitter drama and giving my opinions on it. But, I didn't really enjoy that. I enjoyed some of the videos. I enjoyed it in the beginning, but I think the lack of being able to make a variety of videos and how every video was the same, it's just going to lead you to burnout. However, though, I was able to kind of pivot and make more general drama videos, and then channel kind of died a little bit in September this year, and I got burnt out again. And I was actually at a position where I was like, I'm going to come back and I'm going to make stuff that I want to make that still would work on the platform, or I'm just not going to do this at all, because the channel was very down in views and subs and all that stuff, and it wasn't really worth my time if I wasn't also enjoying it. So I made a pivot to story videos, and it's doing pretty well today, especially if you look at like total views per month. I guess your question, I didn't really address it. What are some good ways to make it on YouTube? I'm going to say in the very beginning, you got to talk about stuff that people are interested in, because people are not going to care about you when you start off. And even when you get big, it is really hard to get people to care about you. Honestly, one of the reasons I'm doing this channel is to kind of make more of a, I don't know, so you guys kind of know more about me and less of like just the stuff I cover or the stories I tell. And, for me, how I started was I made videos talking about stuff that I knew was trending, stuff that I knew people would be searching on YouTube, because you can actually grow from YouTube search in the very beginning much easier than hitting homepage. I've kind of noticed that as a small channel, you will never hit recommended, but you can pretty easily make it on search if you learn about search engine optimization, titling, look into that stuff just to really start. The thing is, though, it's also really great to have a catalog of really good videos. And my suggestion is find a niche, but also cover a variety of topics. If you want to look at people who've done this well, look at Optimus and Pegasus. I think they've honestly done it like the best out of almost any commentary channel, besides like the massive ones like Leafy or anyone like that. I mean, Leafy got banned, so I don't know how much you want to take inspiration from him. The next question I got was about motivation, and the email reads, can you perhaps make a video about how to get motivation? I'd love to see that, since I'm struggling with that lately, and the question keeps popping up in my mind. So motivation is one of those things that for me is very situational. I can't just have constant motivation in every area in my life, and it's also not a constant thing. It's not like once I have motivation, I'll stay motivated. So there's just a few things I want to talk about, and the first thing is, I think it's pretty motivated to do something that you're interested in. One thing I would say is that motivation, if you find something really important, and you can say to yourself that this is really important. Maybe that is making YouTube videos or Twitch streams or whatever. Maybe it's doing well in your schoolwork. Maybe it's working out. It can be a lot of things, right? One thing you kind of need to understand is that even if you really love something, like motivation is only going to go so far, and you need to like enact some level of discipline. Discipline is kind of just doing something even when you don't have that motivational drive. The nice thing about doing stuff that you care about is that in a lot of cases, you'll get that motivation back eventually. For example, I'm not always super motivated to make YouTube videos, right? I am about to get my wisdom teeth out. I'm having friends come over, so I have to make a lot of videos. I have to make like 14 videos over the span of 2 days to kind of prepare for the time I won't be able to make videos but still want to post them. And yeah, I am not really excited to make the next 6 videos I have to make today. However, I know that I'll be really disappointed with myself if I don't have videos to post on those days. And I also know that, I will really be happy if I do have videos to post on those days. So I kind of have to enact the discipline of I know that this is good for me. The future reward is kind of what is helping me, go along. So I guess to tie that back to general motivation is kind of the future reward of what you're doing. If you can, I think it's very hard to be motivated if you're failing to figure out what is important to you and what is valuable and what is a reward in the long term. Because even if you aren't motivated to do something, even if you don't have like a motivational energy, if you can really crystallize why what you're doing is super important, and you can kind of like almost like you can almost like create the light of the end of the tunnel. For example, studying for an exam, you know that getting a good grade, it won't only just make you feel good, but it'll also make going to college easier. It'll make your parents happy, and having a good relationship with them is good. Maybe you're applying for a job and your entry-level GPA is super important. So if you can kind of really crystallize that, you can't really be motivated. I think motivation's really hard to keep consistent, but it's more carrot on a stick where it's like you've got to be disciplined, and I think that's probably one of the easiest ways to do it. Obviously, if you don't find value in something you're doing, I don't know how to help you with that because that's something I struggle with. Like, for example, in my classes that I'm taking in college that aren't related to my major, which I'm going to be a CS major, so math and CS classes, obviously. And then also overlapping classes I just don't really care about. I really struggled this semester to put in the effort that I probably should have. I did pretty well in all my classes. I did pretty decently. I go to a sweaty school and, I sweated a little bit. But if I put in effort that I could have totally done, I would have gotten a better grade in some of these classes. They weren't that hard. I did fine, but I could have done better. And I don't have the answer to that, and that's something I'm figuring out. I also think if you get demotivated, don't feel as if you lost. I think it's definitely kind of like a sine wave. Like it comes and it goes, and it's really just being able to get that motivation back and be able to lose the motivation and not lose the ability to realize that the motivation will probably come back later in the future. All right, this video is getting too long. Submit questions to the email down below. Peace.